I loved her more than myself. And that was my first mistake. When she came into my life, I wasn't whole. I was trying to rebuild. After a season that had stripped me of confidence and direction. I didn't need perfection. I just needed someone who would stay. And she felt like that person. She listened. She asked questions. She made me feel understood in ways I hadn't felt in a long time. For the first time in a while, I felt chosen. So I gave her everything I had. I gave her my time, even when I barely had enough for myself. I rearranged my schedule around her moods, her needs, her availability. I shared my fears, my plans, my unfinished dreams. Slowly, without noticing, my life began to orbit around hers. My friends noticed before I did. They said I was changing. They said I was losing myself. They said love shouldn't feel like pressure. I defended her every time. I told them they didn't understand. I told them love required sacrifice. Deep down, I was afraid that if I stopped giving, she would stop staying. The red flags were there, clear, repeated. She disappeared when things got hard. When I struggled, she became distant. When I needed reassurance, she called me needy. She mocked my setbacks, but celebrated my wins as if they were hers. She demanded loyalty, attention, and consistency, but never returned the same. I noticed. I felt it. And I ignored it. I told myself relationships aren't perfect. I told myself she'd change once things got better. I told myself love meant enduring discomfort. So I stayed. I stayed when she stopped asking about my day. I stayed when her apologies became excuses. I stayed when my intuition kept whispering that something wasn't right. Then came the moment that broke me. I was at my lowest, emotionally drained, financially stretched, mentally exhausted. I needed her, not her words, her presence, her support. I reached out expecting comfort. Instead, I got silence. Later, I found out she had chosen someone else. Not during an argument, not after a breakup, while I was still fighting to make us work. She didn't choose him because he loved her more. She chose him because he had more to offer. More stability, more attention, more convenience. Just like that, everything I sacrificed meant nothing. Losing her hurt, but losing myself hurt more. I realized I had spent so long trying to be enough for her that I forgot to be enough for myself. I had lowered my standards, silenced my instincts, and traded my dignity for the illusion of love. Walking away wasn't immediate. Healing wasn't fast. There were nights filled with regret. Replaying moments I should have left but didn't. Moments. I chose attachment over self-respect. I learned that love should never make you feel small, insecure, or replaceable. And anyone who truly loves you will never make you compete with your own worth. And that's how I lost everything. But it's also how I learned a lesson that saved me from losing even more.